my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen and I love all things color. We talk about makeup, skincare, and also my favorite topic, physical sunscreens, especially physical sunscreens. So speaking of physical sunscreen, I do have a playlist dedicated exclusively. That's how much I love them. So I always am on the hunt for sunscreens, especially physical sunscreens that really are flatter, darker skin tones. So I will leave that playlist link down below. And today we're talking about a brand new holiday release from Natasha Denona. Speaking of holiday releases, I also have a playlist for holiday 2021. Uh, the all the holiday stuff that I got and I reviewed. I will link that playlist also down below. Also, do not forget to follow me on Instagram if you like this kind of a content. Yeah, definitely consider giving this video a thumbs up if you love makeup and also color as I do, and also consider subscribing to my channel. So let's get right into the video. We have hang on, I have the packaging. Let me show you the packaging. So this is Natasha Denona's Glam Face Palette, Eye and Cheek Essential. This is a brand new release. She so glad she dropped it in the midst of Sephora's VIB Rouge sale. I was able to get it at a good discount, 20% off. And so this retails for 56 or 59, I'm not sure, something around the price range. And you get, it says here, I don't think you can see, you get 5 eyeshadows, right? And then you get 1 cream blush and 1 star highlighter. So it just says Star Glow, so it's a highlighter. So the highlighter is a powder formula and the blush is a cream formula, so they are larger pans. And then the eyeshadows are all larger rectangular pans, and the eyeshadows are all smaller square pans. So it's a full face palette. With that palette you can like get ready. That's what they're marketing it as. So let me quickly see. There's some information here. So UV filters free. So I don't know what exactly that means. UV filters free, mineral oil free, paraben free, alcohol free, D5 free. I think D5 is those like scary 5 ingredients that people are avoiding. So D5 free, not tested on animals, cruelty free, oil free, and made in Italy. So yeah, so this is the actual palette. And before we get into the swatches, I have like tutorial section, a demo section where I put this. I'm on my face right now. I have this entire palette, every single thing on my face, so you can see how the blush applied, how the highlighter went on, and how I created this very neutral look. So there's a tutorial section, and when I first swatched the palette, I thought of 2 face palettes. These are the first 2 things that popped in mind. Okay, when I first saw the palette on Instagram, this one, I just was like, I have to see how it looks like with this, the tan palette. And then when I got it and swatched the blush, I really wanted to also showcase the Bloom palette. So there's definitely a comparison, swatches, and the texture comparisons, color comparisons, and all those brainstorming going on in the comparison section. So we'll do swatches now and also a mini review of the palette, how it went on, and my thoughts, and then we'll take a look at the demo and then the comparisons, and then we'll say goodbye. So let's get into the swatches. So it comes with a mirror, and for the cream, because it does have a cream, this is the only cream, the blush is the only cream product. It also comes like with a protector and a full size mirror. It's the same size as the palette, and it says it's very reflective. I don't want to blind you guys. So yeah, so let's take a look at it. Those are the shades. Gotta say, when I first got it, I was like, wow, the eyeshadow, only 2 metallic shadows. So these 2 looked so reflective. I was like, how gorgeous are those? But hang on, and then these 2 are the cheek palettes, cheek products. So let's get quickly into the swatches. But when I swatch them, I mean, the formula's nice, but it's not that reflective. It's not that reflective, to be honest, which is a good or a bad thing depending on what your preference is, or if your skin is more mature and if you don't want your I don't know, your your maturity in the skin to look very prominent, then you gotta, you know, opt for more, not so glittery formulas, because glitter and the shine, they all like accentuate the lines. So yeah, this looked super super metallic in the pan, like it was like diamonds, but when I put it on, I was like, it was slightly let down because I personally like, but sometimes as I'm aging too and my skin is aging, I can see how like a softer metallic formula like this can definitely accentuate and enhance your skin and not make it look more aging. So next is that actually she has description. This is outer corner, then this is transition. This is pretty dark for a transition, and I have dark skin, so when if I say it's dark, it's pretty dark. So you can build this. I know it's kind of like it's disappearing, and you're probably thinking it's a perfect transition shade. Yes, it is, but if you really build this up, you can definitely look at that. If you really build this up, you can definitely kind of create a dimension and come some like a little bit of drama, kind of a little bit of wing, a definition is what I is the word I was looking for. Oh my gosh, my face is so oily. So you can definitely create a definition even with the transition shade. It's a dark shade. Then we have smoke. So this is a shade I have in the outer V, that dark, and then lower lash line. I used this as an eyeliner along the lower lash line. This is a very beautiful brown, a much darker brown, and it creates so pigmented. It blends like a dream for sure. Very, very pigmented. And next is inner corner. So it says it's inner corner. I mean, I feel it has like a darker base. For inner corner, if I use something with a darker base, it you see the darker base? I don't know. I probably won't use this as inner corner because of it does have a darker base. So I like something that is like really really bright in the inner corner. I have the actual highlighter, facial highlighter, as an inner corner highlighter today. But I have this. Okay, I didn't tell you guys how I did this look. Oh, you know what? You'll probably see it in the demo section. But this is the one in the center of the lid, and it's not that popping if you ask me. I don't know what you guys think. I'm used to more glittery and more like just in your face kind of metallic shadows. So yeah. And then this is crease. It says this is that brown tone that's in the middle. It's not lighter than this. It's not as dark as this. It's somewhere in the middle. Again, this it's a quite dark shade. You can definitely create a more definition with this, but this is more as dark as like a liner dark. You can use this as an eyeliner to just like shadow, to just like create the definition along the lash line. But these two can be used as a darker eyeshadow. So those are the eyeshadows, and let's quickly swatch the this is a highlighter. The highlighter is actually quite thin in consistency. And it also it kind of has reflective particles, but it's not like glittery. I'm really impressed by the highlighter because it's so easy to pick up in the brush, and it you just need the tiniest amount, and it gives the most glossiest finish. Right now I have this highlighter on my cheeks, and I finished it with a finishing powder. So even after blending it, it's kind of like, look at how glossy that looks. You don't see any glitter at all. Let me quickly take a look. I don't see any glitter at all. It's actually a pretty fantastic formula. I'm in love with the highlighter, to be honest. I love her cheek products in general than her very popular eyeshadows. I know for me, Natasha Denona, I love her cheek products. She does it so well, and so dark skin friendly too. So that's why I really like her products. But the highlighter, I gotta say, it's so damn fantastic. I think everybody would have, I think only a few like buy it and use it on your cheeks, you'd be able to see the difference because the powder is so thin. It is a regular powder formula, but the consistency is so thin, like a baked jelly, and it's non-existent. If you take a look at my skin, it's basically non-existent, but look at that shine. It's so fantastic. It's really, really good. So, and I gotta say, this one has a more of a silicone slip, and the blush, look at that. I kind of blended it and it's kind of disappearing. It's a soft blush for sure. It looks so dark, but that's not the case on the skin. It's a very, very soft blush. It's a muted blush, more like it's a muted, like um terracotta blush. It's pretty muted. So in the demo section, you'd see how many layers I had to put on to get it's so muted. Look at that. It's so muted. It also blends beautifully, but you've seen the demo section, and also in the comparison I will tell you guys how many layers of blush I have right now. So yeah, I think that is it. I give you guys like a little rundown of how these products performed and little review. So we'll take a look at the demo section and the comparison, and then maybe we'll just discuss, whether we really need this palette or not. That's basically why you're here and watching my video, to know whether we need the palette or not. So yeah, let's get into the demo section. Let's put some makeup on. I'm gonna be using this palette completely. I don't want to blind you guys, so let me come a little closer and show you what I have on the eyes. It's pretty simple, to be honest, and I have used all the shadows on this eye, so we're just gonna do the very same on this eye as well. So I'm gonna start with, so this eye is completely prepped. I'm gonna start with the lighter brown. So it's like a nice dark cinnamon brown kind of a shade. It's quite dark, I'm not gonna lie. It's quite dark, but you can really blend it out. But if you build this shade, this itself is more than enough to create like a dimension. Look at that. It's pretty dark. And then I'm gonna go in and use the next darker brown shade. I'm gonna look up and create that kind of dimension just near my crease right there. It's a little darker. Then next I'm gonna go in with the darkest, deepest brown. Very, very good. Actually, it's so pigmented. I'm gonna just do it. I've been using the same brush, to be honest, because they're all brown. Look at that. It's pretty dark, actually. It's a nice and dark brown. Definitely can be used also as an eyeliner. Like, that's what I used in the lower lash line as an eyeliner as well. So that's kind of what I wanted, like a little bit of dimension at the outer V, like that. And then I'm gonna be using this is actually a flat shader brush, so I'm just gonna take that and just create like a liner, like a definition down here. Hang on. Okay, I'm just gonna go in again and create the definition, just like that. And I'm gonna take this big fluffy brush again, and using the lightest brown that they've provided, that's that very reddish brown, and I'm gonna look up and kind of blend it out. Blend at the end, I'm just like blending it upwards. So that's kind of what we're doing. We definitely need to clean that up, but it's not that bad. So that's what we have there on this eye. I could definitely go back in and build that brown up a little bit. So next, let's do metallics, right? So what I did here is like a spotlight effect. I put the dark rose gold, and I'm just gonna be using my fingers. And so yeah, let's do that in the inner corner, inner one third of the lid, and outer 1/3 of the lid. I know this shade looks so reflective, but it's not that reflective on the eyes, or once you like actually pick the product up. but in the pan it's so damn reflective. Look at that, it's not that reflective at all. Both the eyeshadows, to be honest, just my honest thought after using a lot of, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, depending on your skin tone, sorry, your skin type, your age, your so depending on that. So I'm gonna be picking this up. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing, but just observation. Look at that, it's so reflective in the pan, but not so much on the eyes. I'm kind of slowly just the barest minimum, taking it to the eyebrows, to the, just to create that reflective aspect. So that is it. I'm just gonna go back in and kind of blend that rose gold with that champagne shade so that doesn't stand out, and that's basically what I did. And hang on, oops, yes, I need a brush for the inner corner. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I am back. I went ahead and did my inner corner highlight, and I used the facial highlighter for that because strictly speaking you don't have a lighter color for the as the inner corner highlighter for my skin tone. So I just use this, which is kind of clever, to be honest. That way it won't be redundant, right? So I use that, and it's very, very subtle. It's pretty good. And I did liner, mascara, and that is it. So let's put on some color on my cheeks. So I'm gonna be using like a nice densely, it's kind of flat, dense brush, and I'm gonna be picking up this blush. I'm just swirling it in, and you can see there's a little color. So on my cheeks I have sunscreen, and I just set my face with my absolute favorite Laura Geller's Balance Brighten in shade Deep. So that's all I have, sunscreen and that. So I'm gonna put some blush on. So I kind of like went in like twice in the pan, and that's how much you get. So it is pretty subtle, so I'm gonna go in again twice, and then now you get it. So very pretty, very, very, very pretty. So I'm just like stippling it on the skin. I'm doing the same on this side as well. So you can just put this, being like a cream, it also has that like a glossy finish, not like very glossy, but definitely has like the moisturized skin like finish. So you can just leave the whole thing like this and just like go ahead, you know, and live your life. But yeah, it looks beautiful. I really like it. Now I'm gonna pick up this is a highlighter brush. I'm gonna just the tiniest bit. Hang on, there's something sticking there. I barely touched it, and I got a lot of plenty of product. So I'm just gonna put it just on the high points of the cheek. That is it. I gotta say, I really like the highlighter. It's very, very thin. The consistency is so thin. It's so thin, but it's pretty reflective. So yeah, I have the same highlighter also in the brow bone as my brow bone highlighter. So to finish off the look, I definitely need like an Hourglass finishing powder because it's pretty glowy. So I'm just gonna go in and just the Radiant Light. You can, even after like basically blending it a lot, you still have the highlighter and the blush. So I wasn't careful when I put the finishing powder. I just like swept it, but still you can still see it's still there. So I really am in a mood for a red lipstick, so I got one with me. Oops. This is YSL's Tatouage Couture lipstick in the shade 205. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and that is a very, very, very bright red, but look at, it's making my teeth so white, my god. So anyways, that is YSL Tatouage Couture in the shade 205. So that is bright red. So now that we've finished with the tutorial section and the demo, and you saw how everything applied on the skin, let's get into some comparisons. First things that popped when I swatched and used the product was the tan palette. I saw the shades and I was like, tan palette, right? So I definitely wanted to show you guys what it looked like. And when I swatched the blush, I remember the Bloom palette, one of the best. Absolutely, look at that. I already hit pan. That was like, I hit pan like a year ago, guys. This is a fantastic palette. I fell in love with the palette. So I quickly want to come here and show you guys comparison swatches. So let's quickly swatch, honestly, all of the shades here in the tan palette. And then we can then swatch. That's the blush, so to speak, from the tan palette, blush or whatever you want to call it, bronzer, but it is marketed as a blush, so that's a blush. And then that's the cream. Oh my gosh, love that cream, love her cream products. That's like the powder highlighter, it's a powder formula, that's a gold. And then we have the baked gelée kind of formula. That's the baked gelée. So that is like the entire tan palette. It's all of it. So blush, cream, powder, and then baked gelée, gel formula. So let's quickly swatch these here. Just the cheek products, right? I wanted to swatch the champagne color, the highlighter. The highlighter, what does it look like? I gotta say it is quite similar to these two, the the cream highlighter and the baked gelée highlighter. I think it's kind of similar to both because it's more of a lighter gold and not darker gold. The powder highlighter, which is this, you can see in the pan, this is the powder highlighter. This is much darker. These two are on the lighter side, more like champagne side. So definitely they are kind of, but this is more golder. See, this is more kind of cooler tone. So yeah, but all in all, on the face, they're kind of going to look the same, just FYI. So yeah, that's something I wanted to show. And let's do comparison swatches of the blush, because this is from the, the new palette, holiday palette. That is that. And let's swatch the blush from here. There are two cream products. This is the blush. Maybe we'll just do both. That's the highlighter though. That's like the base, which if you really build it up, you can kind of make it look like a blush, like super build up, right? And then the red, this one, that's the red. It's very dark. It's pretty, it's so pigmented, but look at that. When you blend this out, it's kind of gonna look like that. I'm not gonna lie, both are in the red family. If you really blend this out, it's gonna look like this. But this itself, I gotta say, it's a very soft formula. The red in the Bloom palette is pretty vibrant, but this one is kind of soft. You guys saw I like picked it up with like nice and dense brush, and I had to build it up. You know what I mean? I had to like put 4 layers, and then I touched up again like with the 5th layer to give this color on my cheeks. So that is a soft color, sorry, not formula, soft color. This is more of a vibrant color. I do feel, even as I'm swatching, there's a difference between the cream blush in the Bloom palette, the red, and the cream blush in this. This one has a dry slip kind of a texture, that heavy silicone texture. I can feel it. Even like, I think you can see it. Can you see it? I don't know. It has that dry slip kind of a appearance, and even as I'm swatching, I can feel that dry slip. To be honest, I can feel it. But this guy, the Bloom palette, is more of like a stiffer, but it feels 100% cream. I don't feel the dry slip at all. It's more creamy. It actually feels like a cream, right? But it's more of a stiffer cream kind of form, like a lipstick. Honestly, it feels like a lipstick formula. It's more stiffer and it's not too slippery. So yeah, I think that's the difference. With the highlighter, not a big difference between the tan and this new palette. you can basically create the very same highlighter look with the tan palette. And if you do have the bloom palette, you can still create the same cheek look. If you have the bloom and the tan palette, you can definitely create the same cheek look, because you just like take a little bit of it and just like blend it out, and you're good to go. But this is more like it's not crazy vibrant, it's not scary vibrant. You can very easily blend the bloom palette out. This is definitely soft. I'm not sure, but a lot of the brands that have come out this year for the cheek palette, NARS, this one, they're all come out with very very soft cheek palettes. They are not like very vibrant, not too colorful. So this one also is like a very very soft kind of look. So that's kind of like the comparison, like based on the swatches and an application, everything. I felt that was a subtle differences. So quick question: if you have the tan and the bloom palette, do you need this one for the cheeks? I mean, probably not. You can definitely create the same cheek looks with this. And as for the eyeshadows, these are pretty basic eyeshadows. This is like a very basic palette, a well done palette, but it's pretty basic. I'm not gonna lie, there's not, I mean, you can create a lot of looks with this. They are like very basic eyeshadows. You can create a lot of looks with this. Very soft looks, very subtle, like very professional look, not very shiny with the mattes, or you can even go with the metallics. Still, even with the metallics, you're not going to attain a very party look, to be honest. So that's something that I noticed. And you can like find so many dupes, like plenty of dupes, if you just like take a peek in your collection. If you have Viseart eyeshadows, you can definitely create this look. And this is just like a rose gold look, and a champagne like gold. So yeah, that's something that I wanted to make note of. So yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the comparisons. Hope this video helped you make a decision whether you want this palette or not. Let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are on this palette. Are you getting it? Are you waiting? I mean, there is like a sale going on right now, so this might be a really good time to get it if you're interested. So yeah, hope you guys found this video useful. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and also subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye.